Buon dia, my friends. Good afternoon, and welcome back to another gym day. Today was chest, so I'm doing the strong chest month, and today was chest, and it was very interesting. Let me just go check out the exercises. I actually, interestingly enough, when I got to the gym, I didn't have my favorite cable machine available. The reason I like to do the cable machine because I don't need to leave the machine for 80% of the time. So I get to do my two of my chest exercises plus two or three tricep exercises, and then I only need to go to another press machine to do like the third exercise for chest. Um, but then when I got to the gym, the kill machines were actually occupied again by people that were not using both of the handles. So they were using one of the handles. Actually, both people could very well be on the same machine and leave one machine free, but no, they were separate. So I couldn't use any machines. So I went to the chest press machine, the incline chest chest press machine, and I did my warm up there, just for curiosity. If you are curious about that, I used to warm up with cardio. So I hopped on the not the bike. What is it? The walking thingy, and I went for 10 minutes just running. And to be honest, I hated that. But you need to warm up your body, so that was it. Then I listened to a few videos about exercise experts, theoretically, and they said that although it is interesting to warm up your body with cardio, it's not exactly effective because you're not exactly warming up the muscles you're going to work with. So instead of doing cardio, you can just warm up the parts of the body that you're going to work with. So what I always do is, and I feel much better with that, is I always do 3 sets. So of the first exercise that I'm going to do of a different for each muscle groups. For instance, today I did chest and triceps. So I did 3 sets as a warm up for chest, 3 sets as a warm up for triceps, and then I did my exercises. And the way that works is very simple. You do as a 30 rep max. So you need to kind of figure out as you go along, obviously, but you put a weight that you could do 30 reps, and you do 12. Then you wait a couple of minutes. Then you up the weight to 20 reps, and you do 8. And then you go to your working set like you were actually doing 12 reps or 8 reps, and you do 4. And that's it. And then you rest for a couple of minutes, and then you do your working sets. At least that's what I have interpreted from Mike Israel. So I actually did that on the incline chest press machine, and I also went for a free single cable machine, and I did the triceps warm up. And then when I was about to actually hit the machine, right, doing my workout, I realized that one of the cable machines was free. So I just hopped it in. I hopped into the cable machine, and I basically did my first 2 exercises there. Now, I did notice one thing that actually got me kind of afraid of the workout that I was about to do. While I was doing, when I went to the cable machine, I realized that my right pec, right here at the top, was actually feeling, it was hurting me like, when you kind of pull a muscle and you get there, you get that weird ache on the muscle. Like, it's not hurting bad, but you feel like I don't know how to express it, but you feel like you pulled something there. And I had that feeling, and I went, okay, this is going to go bad. So I did my first set on the kill machine, kind of more in a slower, with a little less weight than I wanted. And then for whatever reason, just I stopped feeling that pull thing. I was able to actually do everything, because I was actually considering just doing like 1 or 2 exercises and just leave the gym. Unfortunately, I did everything. So here we are. Oh, it actually took me a long time to set up. You're not going to see that because I'm going to edit the video, but it actually took me a long time to actually set up the machine. Here you can see that I'm trying to pull, and then I'm not feeling it. See, I'm not feeling it right. There's something off, and I believe there was the bench that was off center. So when I grabbed the handles, it seemed like I was actually pulling more, or I felt like it was one of the handles was closer to me than the other one, and it was like I moved the bench like that, and it was enough to be much better. So that was basically it. Cable machine, see that? Cable machine, incline chest press, pretty good. Felt pretty good. And then on the same machine, and this is why I like this, on the same machine, I'll just put the triceps rope and up the weight in this case, and just did a few more sets of triceps, and that's it. That's why I like this machine. So I get to do both exercises at the same time, and I get to do actually 4 exercises there, 2 for chest, 2 for triceps, and then I'll move to another machine. So same thing, same cable machine, but after the incline chest press, time for the chest press. So basically the same thing. It is actually hard for me to put myself on the machine, because it is one thing when you're dealing with lower weights, but doing 5 sets of 5, I'm actually having more weight than usual. What I do is, as you can see, I try to go as back as possible so that I can stretch my chest as best as I can, and I try to leave that for a second there so that I can feel the stretch. That was amazing. That actually felt very good. And then same thing, tricep machine. I'm here switching the handle, and I'm doing overhead triceps. Let me just fast forward that a little bit. So overhead triceps, same thing, amazing. Don't need to switch the machine, and that's it. And then I just went to, I just finished. I was actually going to leave the gym, because I was kind of, it's been 10 days without hitting the gym. All of a sudden, I'm doing 5 sets of 5 with chest, and my chest was actually in a bad spot in the beginning. Maybe I'll just go home. But while I was actually walking out of the area, I realized that this machine was actually free. And one thing that I do on this machine, I'm not sure if I do it correctly, but I put the bench in its highest position so that the handles are at the lowest for me. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly a short guy, and I assume that bench being at the highest as it is, it should be for short people. But when I have the bench at its correct position, the handles are here. So you don't get a lot of stretch. You do some chest thing, but it don't get a lot of stretch. By putting the bench all the way up, I get the handles here. So just by doing this, as I'm doing at the moment, I'm feeling the stretch here in this area. So getting the weight the weight down to here, I do get a lot of stretch, and then I go all the way up, then let it go down really slow, and I really feel this area here stretching. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing it correctly, but at least it's the way that I feel better. So today was chest, triceps, 5 sets of 5 for each. I only did two exercises for triceps. I usually try to do 3, but I was actually, I wanted to go home. Let's be honest. I just wanted to go home. So I did 3 exercises for chest, 2 exercises for triceps, and then I hit home. Diet wise, I am not exactly bad. So I am kind of okay-ish this week. As you can see, I'm in 25-20 average. which is fairly okay. I have already set up my food for today. It might change a little bit depending on what I'm about to have for dinner, but in theory, it should be fairly that. So I think I'm okay. That's it, guys. Tomorrow it's going to be leg day, which is horrible, but it needs to be done. And it's going to be leg day with 4 sets of 8. Now, if you do 5 sets of 5, you're doing 25 reps. If you're doing 4 sets of 8, you're doing 32. If you're doing 3 sets of 20, you're doing 60. Okay, that's actually quite a difference. I was going, hey, I'm kind of doing the same thing, but I might, you know what? I'm actually, just by saying this, it's 25 reps versus 32 reps versus 60 reps. Yeah, that's a lot. 60 reps per exercise, by the way. So that's 25 versus 32, just plus 7, versus 60, that's plus 28. So I might actually try to understand if it's better to try to make it a little bit heavier, but only do 2 sets, going up to 40 reps, or just go to the 3 sets. I don't know. Need to study that. Guys, that's it. Thank you much for watching. And as always, I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.